We're going to unpublish this. And then we're going to go here and then upload. Hello, chat. I'm going to go here. Live. And then we're going to make this private. There we go. I'm going to do this. But yeah, I'm okay, babe. Thank you.
This meme is very real.
Anyways, are we back? Do I have any editors listening right now? That was some high octane shit. Yeah, I know, right? Weirdos. I'm here. Hello, Rocker. Rocker, when you get the moment, could you go back and then into the Twitch one and then edit out his like weird slurs from the VOD and then keep it private and then repost the VOD itself as a highlight, like the last 10. You can just cut off the last like 10-15 minutes, and then you can make it public again. If you could, please. Thank you. I really appreciate you. He threw a tantrum. Yeah, I guess he is a child. He did throw a tantrum. Unfortunate. Honestly, you handle it so well. I guess it's okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting though. The weird obsession with thinking that everybody would make like the perfect decision every single time in like active shooter situations. Because I was seeing that I didn't keep up with like the whole Hunter Avalon thing. I didn't really keep up with that really. Shark, that guy was sad. I actually should actually see if I can contact his mom because that's a real problem with him. Like they might actually need to take away his internet. Facetious, thank you so much for the $100. I really appreciate you for that. Whoa, can we get emotes out for facetious? I can't speak now. Facetious, thank you so much. I really thank you for that. Thank you so much. Not my Xbox mom. Put him in the corner. He might need to have his internet taken away, unfortunately. I thought about leaving during the Hunter thing since it was extremely boring and pointless. I thought we had some fun parts in it. It was just a little, I don't know. That's what the other arguments were of it. I just wanted to see if there was anything else interesting in it, and it just seems like not. It's just so weird. It's just so strange. It's just so strange, the whole like, oh, he should be doing this or that when it comes to active shooter situations. It's just weird, yeah. Weird stuff. He said it was about 17. I guess so. Strange stuff. Anyways. That's how it is. There we go. Problem with the children. Yo, I'm finding out a lot of people are actually JJK fans. Apparently Big Sean and Bruno Mars are JJK fans. Crazy stuff. Bruno Mars is reading the new JJK book. And then Big Sean commented, he's like, "What you know about Jujutsu Kaisen? Love, bro." Yo, dude. It's only proof that JJK really unites the people. It really unites the people together. But once again, thank you so much, Facetious. You didn't need to do that. You don't need to do that. I appreciate you. Thank you. He sounded exactly like the nerd emoji. I didn't want to say it, but it was kind of true. Yet another reason to never interact with Big Papa Fascist ever again. Kind of true. I hate to say it. Kind of true. I hate to say it.
Hog.
Audi Atheist. Thank you so much for the tier 1. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. What is this? West Side Gun Boom Boom Boom. Thank you so much for the tier 1 as well. That's a very interesting name right there. Oh, chat. Let me tell you, it's been a long 3 weeks. It's been a long 3 weeks with Lobotomy Kaisen, but we're back. Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be off break next week, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Leaks are gonna be next week. The officials are gonna be in a week and a half or something. Sheesh. It's literally all coming together. Next Thursday should be when we finally get when we get the leaks, and the Sunday after this one is when we finally get the officials. Very happy. So you said cut out the last 15 minutes, something like that. For the VOD, that should be for the VOD to be public, because we don't want any of that. We'll just cut that right out. I really appreciate you. Anyways, now that we have that done, you guys ready to get back to the Elon thing? What time is it? 9:30? Okay. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. Finally, we're back. Slash marker. Elon Fetamine. Start. There we go. What about One Piece Shark? I don't watch that, but I heard it's really great. I don't watch. I just don't keep up with One Piece. Oh, you don't know how to. Okay, I got you. Thank you, Cross. I really appreciate you. And if okay. There you go, Cross. Thank you so much. I appreciate the work that you do. Much love. Or if you're talking about YouTube chat. If you're talking about YouTube chat, it should be the same thing. It should be the same thing in YouTube. Elon's dead. Please say yes. Are you okay? Because it's fine if you need to take a break to deal with it. No, I'm okay. I appreciate you. You all are way too kind. I'm okay. I promise I am fine. The only thing I'm not fine with is the fact that I actually want some cold water, but I don't want to get up to get it. So I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait for it. I'm probably going to get after this segment. You okay? Oh. You'll get my water? Baby, are you feeling? I don't want you to get up. Are you feeling okay? You sure? You want to take any of the Pepto? No. Have you drunk water? That's your problem. Have you eaten today outside of that Burger King? That's your problem. I want you to go. You need to get some water and you need to eat. Get a cutie too. Get some fruit. You need to put something in your stomach. Don't you look at me like that. You need to take care of yourself. No. 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 Love you. Water and food. Make sure, okay? Promise me. Promise me. Come on. No. No. Yeah. You. Where you go? You. Anyways. Cliff cuteness. I'm grinning right now. She's like Sonic. She's so fast, isn't she? She's like, I don't run. And the second she wants to get away from me, she's gone. Just like that. You crazy. What do you mean? Oh, nah. I didn't mute. Wait, you're telling me I didn't mute my microphone for that? Ah, hell. I didn't mute my mic for that. You weren't supposed to hear that. Have any segments done besides the starting Elon one? No, not really. It's only this one. It's this one, and we're going to do the Trump one too. Clip the cuteness chat. Don't do that. It was very audible. Don't do that. Don't do this. And Twitch, I don't know about YouTube. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rocker. That call took a long time. I'm sorry. How long was it? Was it like an hour? Like an hour and a, if it was like an hour and a half, it wasn't that bad. It didn't feel like that super long, personally. Too long? Simp? No, they're calling me a simp. Anyways, let's talk about it. Because this is actually super interesting. So, I just want to touch on something super quick. I usually don't like to speculate about people's possible drug use. It's a really important thing and a really private matter. And being addicted to drugs is like a super personal thing and a medical condition as well. That being said, the reason why I want to talk about this is not only because like, it's not because I like hate Elon or something, but because him personally being on illegal substances or having massive problems trickles down and hurts the normal person, right? Elon runs SpaceX. SpaceX is the only company in the world that is certified to move astronauts from Earth to the ISS. And because of that, he has a obligation to not be on drugs. And also he signed agreements with the government and NASA to not be on any drugs. And also people in SpaceX as well, like the board, and the people actually putting together the rockets and the scientists, they have specifically signed contracts to not be on any illegal substances or off-label substances whatsoever. And so if what is alleged in this is actually true and happening right now, he's literally putting lives at risk, astronauts at NASA, and the entirety of SpaceX, hundreds of satellites in the sky at risk if he's genuinely doing that and not managing SpaceX well. This is a actual genuinely serious problem. Like, we can say, oh, this, that, and the third about Elon, but he's the richest person in the world because he runs relatively successful businesses, at least a couple of them. When was he last sober? We're not sure, but this is actually an incredibly interesting article, and I want to touch on it with you guys a little bit here. Elon and his supporters offer several explanations for his contrarian views, unfiltered speech, and provocative antics. They're an expression of his creativity or a result of his mental health challenges, fallout from his stress or sleep deprivation. In recent years, some executives and board members at his companies and others close to the billionaire have developed a persistent concern that there is another component driving his behavior. the use of drugs. Now, if you remember, we talked about this not too long ago, but actually there was something that came out about Elon actually being on ketamine and using it off label and using it to the detriment of his mental well-being. Also, thank you, babe. I really appreciate you. Oh, it's got ice in it too. Sheesh. Oh, it's so good. Oh, don't you look at me like that. But a boy can't enjoy his goddamn cold water. Thank you. Thank you. That's some good water right there. That's some good fridge water. That's some fridge water. That's some good fridge water. Shouldn't you be eating? And didn't we talk about this? I have to throw you upstairs. You know I don't have a problem picking you up. Okay. At least drink some water. You can have some juice too if you want. I'll allow you to have juice. We don't even have the flavor, like the water enhancers? None? Sheesh. Sheesh. The mango too? Oh, you don't like the mango one. Did you drink it? He drank my mango juice. Well, anyways, make sure you drink something. Some soup. We don't have soup? You want me to order some? I can order you some soup. Oh yeah, it's late. Here, we'll talk about it in a second. My manga juice, right? All right. And they fear Tesla and SpaceX executives' use of drugs have major consequences for not only his health, but also the 6 companies he runs. So yeah, he actually does run 6 whole companies at the moment. It's a lot. And like, you would think about what time does he have to himself to just do anything else? And the answer is basically none. Which is a little worrisome. Like, yeah, you can work a lot. For one, I'm not sure if he necessarily does that much work as a CEO. All right. For one thing, if he's able to take this much time away from SpaceX then and Tesla, I'm not sure how much work he's actually doing there as a CEO. That's just me. That's just me. Okay. But with that being said, he does run these companies at the end of the day, and his decision is incredibly important. All right. The world's wealthiest man has used LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, and psychedelic mushrooms, often at private parties around the world, where attendees sign non-disclosure agreements or give up their phones to enter. According to people who have witnessed his drug use and others with knowledge of it, Musk had previously smoked marijuana in public and has said that he has the prescription for a psychedelic like ketamine. Specifically, he's tried cocaine. Yeah, so basically what this is alleging, what this is based off, is the Wall Street Journal finding people who are not named in this article, obviously, who are close to the board of Tesla and SpaceX, or people who are on the board of Tesla and SpaceX, or people who have overheard what the board have said and corroborated that with other people who are disconnected from them, to find out if there's any information about Elon taking drugs at these certain parties.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Yo, Kafalas Raid. Hello, Raiders. I'm happy to have you. Hopefully you all are doing well. We're talking about Elon. We're talking about Elon possibly doing drugs, leading to him losing his license to take NASA astronauts from Earth to the ISS. It's crazy stuff going on here. Perfect raid alert. I really like our raid alert. It's really good. It's really, really good. But I hope you guys are doing well. Honestly, I've heard they prefer him there the least possible. He comes in and ruins things and spends more time, and they have to spend more time and money fixing his stupidity. But that's employee hearsay. That's what I heard. So listen, here's the thing. SpaceX and Tesla have been running just fine without him. So at the end of the day, you gotta ask, like, if he's been sleeping at Twitter HQ and not actually spending much time at Tesla or SpaceX, and they're doing just fine, the question is, how good of a CEO is he actually? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, is that just like he ain't there and the ship's running pretty well? The ship's running pretty well. That's crazy, man. Have you heard of have you ever tried DMT? That's true. Nothing. He must not hang out with Joe Rogan as much as we might think that he does, because he hasn't tried DMT yet. Nothing on here says DMT, or maybe he hasn't gotten Joe Rogan's like editor yet to be able to grab to grab for this for an interview. That would have been crazy. Can you imagine if they got like the guy who puts stuff on the screen for Joe during his podcast? I forget his name. I don't know his name. That would have been wild. That'd be crazy. That guy must have crazy info. You know what I mean? That after everything's said and done, he could probably write a book, and it would go crazy for some of the stuff that they don't record or they cut. Jamie. Jamie's like Alfred in this situation. Like, he has all the secrets. In 2018, for example, he took multiple tabs of acid at a party hosted in LA. And okay, so listen, this is where they list off all the times where he allegedly took drugs, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot. He took tabs of acid at a party hosted in LA. The next year, he partied on magic mushrooms in an event in Mexico. In 2021, he took ketamine recreationally with his brother, Kimball Musk. I had no clue that Kimball Musk exists, but apparently he does. I didn't know that he existed until this article, so it's wild stuff. In Miami at a house party, during the Art Basel, in Miami at a house party at the Art Basel, he has taken illegal drugs with current SpaceX and former Tesla board member Steve Jurvetson as well. So he got the whole crew. He's got the executive branch in there too, doing drugs with him, allegedly, as of this article claims. People close to Musk, who is 52 now, 52-year-old man doing this stuff, said his drug use is, people close to Musk, who's 52, says his drug use is ongoing, especially his consumption of ketamine, and that there are concerned it could cause a health crisis. Even if it doesn't, it could damage the businesses. Illegal drugs would widely be seen as a violation of the federal policies he signed and jeopardized SpaceX's billions of dollars in government contracts, right? Musk is intrinsic to the value of his companies, potentially putting risk about $1 trillion in assets held by investors and thousands of jobs just in the United States. SpaceX is the only company, as I said, that's approved to transport NASA astronauts to the ISS. The Pentagon, meanwhile, has also stepped up its purchases of SpaceX rockets that they use for national security and things along those lines. One former Tesla director, Linda Johnson Rice, grew so frustrated with Musk's volatile behavior and her concerns about his drug use consumption that she didn't stand for re-election to the electric car company's board in 2019, some people close to her said. This ain't looking good for Tesla stock. This article dropped like 2 days ago or something. Wait, let me see. What's Tesla stock looking like? It's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not fine at all, actually. No. Well, recently at least. It's not very fine. And then this article dropped. Goosh. Hell nah. 30. Yeah, that's a couple dollars. And it's been trailing down ever since. You do hate to see it. It's not the biggest loss ever, but it is a substantial loss that people think that this could possibly damage some of the companies. SpaceX is privately traded. You can't invest in SpaceX, so that has no stock. Right? Moving on with something that's super interesting here is that they found information about how he acted at a all hands meeting at SpaceX, and that he was so incredibly delirious that they actually had to take the microphone away from him while he was talking. Listen to this. Hundreds of SpaceX employees gathered around Mission Control at the rocket company's headquarters in Hawthorne, California, in anticipation of Musk, who was going to be speaking there, who was nearly an hour late to arrive to the all hands meeting about their latest rocket. When he finally took the stage, Musk was strangely incomprehensible at times. He slurred his words and rambled for about 15 minutes, according to executives in attendance, and referred repeatedly to SpaceX's Big Falcon rocket prototype. Yes, that's the joke that you think that it might be. Prototype, which is known as BFR, as Big Fucking Rocket instead. Was he drunk? He could be drunk. Many people thought he was high on some sort of substances, which also, once again, is incredibly dangerous since he's the only person who owns a company allowed to transport astronauts to the ISS. Literally tens of astronauts' lives are in this man's hands. If you ever think about Elon's weird behavior, just know that there are people sitting on bombs that are meant to travel to space that put their lives in this man's hands. It's crazy stuff. So whenever you feel like you got cheated on, just remember that there are people who put their whole life in faith in the Elon Musk and his running of SpaceX to not blow them up. Why is he using Doom references? Listen, he's so cool and fun. He's our friendly local neighborhood billionaire, okay? You gotta understand it. SpaceX president Gwen, crazy way to spell Gwen Shortwell, ultimately stepped in and took over the meeting. It couldn't be learned if Musk was under the influence that day, but after the meeting, the SpaceX executives privately talked about their worries that Musk was on drugs. One described the event as nonsensical, unhinged, and cringeworthy. Spiro called the description of the SpaceX incident false and had been confirmed by countless people who were present. He declined to elaborate what was false or who possibly said that it was actually false. That in 2018, people familiar with Musk's behavior said another incident seemed to mark a turning point for him and showed that his drug use could have consequences for his businesses. That year, Musk got into trouble with NASA for smoking marijuana on Joe Rogan's show, raising red flags for some about the business's impact of Musk's conduct and causing employees at SpaceX to get randomly drug tested. So if you remember that time when he was like, let me take a hit of this little weed right here, to be like cool and fun because he got peer pressured into it by Joe Rogan, weirdly enough, he signed actual contracts with the government to not take drugs. And in return, he would get billions of dollars and become the richest man in the world. And that still didn't stop him from wanting to look cool to Joe Rogan and his fans. Let me tell you, like everybody that watches Joe Rogan and Rogan himself, he has a higher net worth than all of them. And he still felt peer pressured to hit a dab once. There, with everything on the line, it's actually crazy pathetic, don't you think? It's like wildly pathetic. It's kind of insane. Hey, can't you see I'm talking about drugs here? Hello, Puppo. Is your leg okay? Hey, Puppo. Look who has joined us. Hey, Puppo. Hey, Puppo. Hey, buddy. Hey, Stinky. Yeah. Ah! Thank you. Love you. Much love. All right. Thank you. No. Thank you. Give it a rest. He's not resting. Give him a treat? Okay. Are you ready? There you go. It's a baby. Snarfling and waffling. Yeah. He's a weirdo. I miss having a good boy. He's a good boy. Anyways, moving on. In addition to violating federal contracts, any kind of illegal drug use would break company policies at both SpaceX and Tesla. And there's an agreement to say that both of them, to say that both executives there shouldn't be taking any drugs. Some Tesla board members over the years have talked among themselves about their concerns over Musk's alleged drug use, and haven't said anything formally that would end up as an official board agenda item or in meeting minutes. People familiar with the decision said. And so this one is like really interesting, but because they go on to describe how Kimball Musk, who is once again Elon Musk's brother, who travels with him, he goes with him, they're together a lot of times. If you keep up with like random pictures of Elon Musk, they're like pictured together a lot, not only because they're like brothers and they hang out, but also because they're executives at Tesla. And he used to be one at SpaceX too. And he's the only person that he really listens to or has any like real connection with. Just one of the only people who's like that, right? And so with that being said, what's important to understand here is that it's alleged that the executive board members don't really go to Elon that much. They actually go to Elon through his brother Kimball. And so they're like, hey, can you tell Elon this? Can you make sure Elon's okay? Elon's been acting weird. Can you hit him up sometime? What's said in this article basically is that when he's acting super weird and erratic, basically they go to Kimball and they're like, hey man, can you check up on him? Can you make sure he's good? Because we're kind of worried about him. We're kind of stressing about him. Hey man, can you check up on his, like weird usage of like this and that, without saying the word drugs specifically? Because once again, if anybody's like higher up that alleges that he's taken drugs, it can be the end of the company, at least SpaceX or a large chunk of their company. It could be the end of that, and it's going to cause actual investigations. They're going to lose a lot of money. Some of them could possibly go to jail, right? Because you can screw over poor people, but you can't screw over rich people. This is all rich people that have the possibility of screwing over other rich people. That's going to put them in jail. And so obviously no one wants to come out and say things along the lines of, obviously nobody wants to come out and say things along the lines of like, oh, he's doing drugs. That could come up on specific that could have other people outside of them sticking their nose where it doesn't belong in the situation. And so instead of doing like things traditionally in this way in an official capacity, they just go to Kimball and they're like, hey, can you keep track of him instead? Which is super strange. Some on the board and others close to Musk were that he was on drugs when he tweeted in 2018 about plans to take Tesla private. And so this is basically going over his the things that he's saying are so crazy. This dude is so delusional that they were like, bro, check on him. He might be on drugs. Because remember, that is the time when the SEC investigated and he had to sign an agreement that resulted in him like actually leaving the company for some time for them to straighten some things out, and as well led to him having a Twitter sitter, which basically means, if you guys didn't know, Elon Musk has a Twitter sitter, and basically what that is he's so erratic and stupid with some of the things that he says that every tweet that he makes about Tesla actually has to be checked by a independent lawyer, but actually checked by a Tesla board certified lawyer. They need to run it by him, who's obligated to make sure Tesla doesn't look bad before he's allowed to tweet it. And that's why you almost never see him talking about Tesla, and when he does, it's like him retweeting like Tesla's Twitter account usually, or him saying the cars are good, things are great, and he's completely crazy erratic about everything else because he's literally not allowed to say crazy stuff about Tesla, and if he does, he can be like held in contempt of court. They can take him, they can take him to court, they can take money, they can remove him from the from executive positions, and he hates it. He hates the idea. He actually filed a lawsuit not too long ago, trying to get the Twitter Twitter to be revoked because he says he says it's annoying, and he says he doesn't deserve it. So, not the legal babysitter. He does like a 52-year-old man does actually have a babysitter. Yeah, actually. Yeah, he needs an escort for his tweets. Sake Tanuki, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate you. Thank you for that. Did I miss the popcorn hour of clowns who wish they were Trump hour? Actually, we're talking about Donald Trump today. There's gonna be this segment after this, so stick around. It's gonna be really fun. It's less about like people around Trump. It's basically about a little bit of Project 2025 and Trump's plans when he becomes if he becomes president again. It's actually really crazy and genuinely quite scary, and I recommend you all stick around for that because I had to do a lot of research into that, and I came up with some really wild stuff that Trump plans to actually do. Dude, cold water is so good. Well, thank you so much, Sake Tsunuki, again. I really appreciate you for that. Some close to Musk say they learned he was under the influence during a media interview he gave soon after the tweet he made where he choked up talking about how difficult the year has been. I do see that as well. He talks about how hard his life is a lot, how difficult things are. I mean, he talked recently about how running Twitter has like made him depressed because because everybody's mean to him all the time. It's really hard. He's losing money. It's difficult. I can imagine it's difficult being a terrible person and doing terrible things to the point where nobody likes you. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I'm sending my best wishes out to that Elon Musk guy. Actually, this is me sending love to Elon Musk. I love that guy. I'm sending him good. I'm sending him good vibes, and I hope that he's okay. Love you, Pookie. Take care of yourself, Pookie. Make sure you get your sleep and you drink your water. All right. I'm sending him so much love right now. Everyone's mean to me. Oh no, the repercussions of my actions. Oh, thank you, Sake Tanuki, for helping the freeloaders one more time. They said, imagine not attending debates and still winning, even when one of the 4 is trying so hard to be you. Oh yeah, it's great. We don't even watch. Wait, there's a debate going on right now? There's a presidential debate going. Wait, I didn't even know that there was a presidential debate going on right now, dude. Nobody cares about these guys so hard that like I didn't even know that there was one going on. And there's only 2 left. It's only Pant Piss and Haley. Is that true?
CNN.com for real-time debate analysis. Stay with us.
It's crazy watching this guy try to smile. He really is like smile like a human, smile like a human, smile like normal smile, please. Activate the normal smile. He's a Borg. Look at him. Look at his weird ass smile, man. People don't look like that. What's going on with this guy? Open. Ooga. Look at this. You're telling me this is a normal guy right here? You're telling me this is a normal guy who can smile like a normal person? You telling me that right now? Because honestly, I don't really believe it. He's such a weirdo. I think that's the best way to describe him. Like, we can say a lot of things about DeSantis, like Pant Piss, But at the end of the day, I think the number one thing to call him is a weirdo. He's just a weirdo, man. That's all he is. Yeah, weirdo sums it up. Freak ass. He's a Florida man. I guess he's like number one Florida man, ain't he? My mommy, I mean my wife. Yo, babe, how would you feel if I was talking about you and I accidentally said mommy instead of your name? I accidentally said my mommy, I mean my girlfriend. Yeah. I have to do it? All right, I'm gonna have to have some conversations later. Anyways, moving on. It's love you, babe. Anyways, moving on. Sure. Part of the issue directors have grappled with over the years is whether drug use by Musk is to blame for his unusual behavior, or if it's something else like his constant lack of sleep. He says that he almost never gets any sleep, and I mean, he's running the company to try to put chips in your brain. Twitter, boring company, XAI is what he calls it now, Tesla and SpaceX. Like he does a lot. He runs around a lot, and it leaves him with very little time to do anything. He says he barely even goes on vacations anymore, and he says his vacation is looking at his emails. He said he even sleeps at Tesla headquarters these days. He literally sleeps in his office. This is a guy who's running thin constantly. And it's also a guy who could very easily be somebody who could possibly take illegal substances to cut the edge off of it. I don't want to make just like blanket assumptions about that type of thing. That's why I didn't really talk about this outside of this article dropping, which, hey, only one of us can yap in here. It's not a big enough room. Anyways, that's why I didn't want to talk about it outside of this specific instance, because we have some possibly credible information about him doing this type of stuff. Sake Tanuki again, thank you so much for the fight. You're gifting so hard. It's the white name erasure. I don't even think we really have any white names in here anymore. Good golly. They said, Trump voice, Little D wants to play. Little D wants so badly to be me. He downloaded straight from my macrobot. He wants to be me so bad. Little D. It's crazy if they called him Little D. That shit would be crazy. Little D is insane. Holy, he should pick up Little D. Can you imagine? That would actually be the end of Pant Piss's campaign if he calls him Little D. Ooh, he is grumbling over there. Little D. Wait.
I could read that teleprompter all day long.
Oh yeah, listen. If Trump wasn't actually a horrible person who genuinely needs to be stopped, I think he would be a comedian. Him being president actually ruined him. If he was just a silly if he was just the silly TV man still, like, I don't think anybody would really have that big of a problem with him outside of his just blatant racism.
I could read that teleprompter all day long. Biden can't even read the teleprompter. The other day, Matt, he's given a thing. He's a news conference because he hasn't had one in about 6 years or something. Can't have it. You can't have a news. So he picks he goes, Bill from NBC, over here, So the guy asked him a very simple question, like about vanilla ice cream. But then they actually asked him a question about a border or something. So he goes, they ask him a question, Bill from NBC, they ask him a question. The border is very strong. It's very normal. And things are going very well on the border. Oh, thank you very much for the news conference. Thank you. And then he walks into a wall.
I actually hate it a lot, but he's genuinely like pretty funny. Like Biden has his moments too. Biden has his moments too. The thing is, like, Trump speeches are usually 2 hours of rambling loser nonsense where he goes, I totally won in 2020, I totally won in 2020. But I don't know, like every now and again he has gems like this. Every now and again he has gems. Every once in a while he has gems. Let Boo speak. He cannot speak. And then he walks into a wall. Grandpa's drunk again. And then he walks into a wall. This is pretty. He kind of cooked him, I can't lie. The border is very normal. Thank you very much. And then he walks into a wall. It's kind of crazy. Most tragic truth is that horrible people are often pretty charismatic. They can be pretty charismatic at times. Yeah. It's the thing is that they have their moments, right? If you don't spend too much time around them, they have their moments 100%. Like Doyle, the best friend of the stream, probably one of my best friends. Yeah, he has his moments. Mommy, give me your pee-pee. Like, come on. He's got his moments. Classic clip. Yeah, that one's pretty. That one's a classic. Classic banger. Show us the pick again. Wait, what pick? What pick? Anyway, we gotta move on. We gotta move on. A new authorized biography of Musk, author Walter Isaacson described Musk having a demon mode. You've heard of goblin mode. You're ready for demon mode. Where he goes into a fury and starts lashing out at people, getting irate, and doing a bunch of crazy stuff. And even in the book, Musk is quoted as, and this is an authorized biography, okay? He's quoted as saying, "I don't like doing illegal drugs." He says, "I don't like doing illegal drugs." Just out of nowhere, just as I don't really like that. I don't really do that illegal drug thing, bro. But he very much uses a lot of ketamine. Even after bro has demon time, he's on demon. No, not demon time, just demon mode. Demon time would be like he would be doing something kind of cool. Demon mode is like he goes Klobuchar and starts throwing things around the office. He pulls a Klobuchar. Musk and others have attributed his erratic behavior on his mental health that he says has been deteriorating. He says that he might have bipolar. When asked if he had bipolar, he replied affirmatively and said that he's undiagnosed. And recently, obviously, he came out to say that he has autism. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think so far? Is Elon Musk's activity, his weird behavior, is it because he's autistic? Or is it because he's on drugs? Or is it because he doesn't sleep? What do you guys think? Or some strange mixture of all three? Bro is not autistic. I'm not gonna say that he's not autistic. I don't think anybody but his doctor is in the business of saying whether or not he's autistic, really.
Shark, hog.
Avert GA, thank you so much for the 19 months in a row. I really appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. I think it's a mix. It's a fun blend. He's got the jungle juice of problems. drugs and being an entitled a-hole, that makes a lot of sense too. We'll keep that one in mind. We'll absolutely keep that one in mind. Yay, yay. Musk said they said people close to Musk said that he usually goes to parties, and a lot of those parties actually have drugs in them. Private parties. He throws his own and he goes to other people's. And at both, they say drugs are common. And this isn't something, in like a lot of people I would think would go, it's not very likely that these parties would have drugs at them. I'm going to sit here and tell you now that in the Silicon Valley world, drugs like run Silicon Valley, whether it be like magic mushrooms, LSD, ketamine, Adderall, using them off prescription, things along these lines. Rich people love drugs, and conservatives love drugs. I mean, think about it. Project Veritas, a staunchly conservative organization that its whole goal was trying to overturn and show the depravity of like the left and left-wing people and things along those lines by secretly recording this, that, or the third. Even them, it came out in court that they were having drugged up parties where people would literally take so many drugs, confirmed through testimony. That was happening at places like Project Veritas. That's happening in there. We've had many reports of drugs being taken in Congress, in the Senate. So to think that these like private rich people parties, that they wouldn't get their hands on illegal drugs and know how to get their hands on illegal drugs, it's crazy. It's crazy to imagine that type of stuff. Now, just claiming that one person or another does just because we feel like they do, I don't know. I can't say specifically that anybody specifically does until it comes out that they just do, right? Either they say it themselves or we have credible information to prove that they do. So I don't really know necessarily, but what we do know is that there's a large article here with many people are saying that he's taking a copious amount of drugs in violation of a violation of federal guidelines, and he's done it in public as well when he knew that he shouldn't. Like, if he can do it in public in front of people's faces, it's very possible that he could do it in private. That's just what I'm saying, which is incredibly dangerous for the people who are employed by him, genuinely just working Americans, just trying to make a living wage, and the astronauts who ride on his rockets. This is genuinely like pretty serious, and it's kind of unfortunate too. It's pretty sad, and it might be able to explain some things, possibly, with his erratic behavior. In 2023, the Wall Street Journal reported that Elon Musk microdoses ketamine for depression and also takes his full doses at parties. Following the publication of the article, that was the article that we read, remember, about Elon taking ketamine. Following the publication of that article, he went on to Twitter to then say that depression meds were zombifying people and that ketamine was actually so much better at treating depression than any other depressive medicine, and so the other ones are bad and destroying people and are like medically researched, right? And like, listen, this isn't the guy that you should be getting your medical research from. This is the guy that said like literally a couple weeks ago that like C-section babies have higher IQs because the vaginal cavity squishes the baby's brain, making their brain deformed and making them dumber. I'm not joking. I just wanted you to sit on that one real quick. He didn't say that. No fucking way. Yes, he did. Yes, I'm telling you, he did. I'm telling you right now, he did. I'm telling you, he did. Yes. I believe it. I believe. Let me see if I can grab this for you. Yeah, here we go. There are certain other factors at play, but heavy use of C-sections allows for a larger brain, as brain size has historically been limited by birth canal diameter. I'm not joking. I'm telling you right now that he thinks the pussy squishes the baby brain, making it so people generally have smaller brains than they do today, because C-sections, because the baby brain doesn't get squished by the vaginal canal, meaning that they are allowed to have a much larger brain. I don't feel so good. This is that guy, man. Very cool and normal. So evolutionarily, if we're looking for a high IQ society, we should account for more C-sections so the new generation can have the giga brain. Well, this is also actually proven incorrect because Gen Alpha can't read. Gen Alpha has a really low literacy rate, meaning, okay, so this idea with like the C-section brain thing's probably false. It's probably not real. We need to break the woman's pelvis to expand the canal. Canal expansion. Just a little canal expansion. It's going to do great things. Also, not only is it stupid, it's also dangerous for women, because if you can avoid it, you should not get a C-section. They like scoop out all your guts. They're very dangerous, actually. Yeah, medical professionals are doing them, but they're actually really dangerous, and you should not actually get a C-section for no reason. Don't do that. I'm telling you. In a separate tweet, Musk later said that he had a prescription for ketamine, actually, and so he's been taking it. And they basically go on to say government rules and contracts make it so that he can't take these type of drugs. Illegal drug use by employees is also a violation of the rules that they said. And so if this is the case, then he's forcing regulations on his workers that he's not abiding by himself, really. And they believe that this is something that he's been dealing with from at least 2018 to now, since he's taken on more responsibility and expanded the businesses that he's a hold of, and also started and also like buying Twitter, right? So this is where we are right now, where there's lots of people who have come out to say that they're connected with Elon, to say that he has taken drugs, and has led to a large problem with the board of directors and many of the companies coming to his brother, asking him to calm down or take it easy or ask if he's okay. There are many people connected to the board and closer to him that have come to the Wall Street Journal and said that they've heard things about them talking about his drug use, and apartheid Clyde might be cocaine Clyde, which is very sad. I'm not saying this to like demean him or something. It's very sad that that's what it's coming to. It's very sad for the companies that he runs. It's very sad for like the people who rely on him, because instead of getting help, he's taking on more responsibility and it's more dangerous for the people around him. From his demon time to his erratic things, the richest in his erratic actions, the richest man in the world, maybe putting several thousand people's jobs at risk for his own gain. And that's unfortunate. All right. So that's the Musk stuff right now. There was also another thing about a billionaire. His name was Matthew Perry. He was another CEO that was doing drugs on the side, and they gave him time to clean up his act, but he didn't. And later he passed away at a house fire while he was intoxicated on those illegal drugs as well. Someone who was in Musk's tier of CEOs. So he does need to be careful if this is all true. /marker. Amphetamine end. Okay. So that's a beautiful thing right there. We can keep walking around Copenhagen for just a little bit longer. Where'd my music go? Did I? Oh yeah, I had to get rid of my music, unfortunately, to end the last stream. Also, Carolyn McMickle. That's a cool name. This white boomer loves you. Thank you. Oh, we love white boomers here. No hate whatsoever, and I really appreciate you, genuinely. I did notice that my analytics, there's a lot of people from different age demographics and backgrounds and things along those lines, and it's actually super cool because I'm just some kid talking on the internet. Honestly, I can't say I'm a kid anymore. I'm 25. I'm a 25-year-old man. I'm still coming to grips with being 25, but I'm relatively young. But I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, and thank you for the 10. I'm about to be 25 soon. Are you still in Africa? Did Joe Biden still kick you out of America and force you to be in Africa? Or are you able to come back to Jersey? And did he threaten to take away your melanin? Back in the States, let's heck and go. Let's go! He needed you back for the election year, so that's pretty cool. Joe Biden, wake up. I feel like we haven't done that. I completely forgot about the Joe Biden wake up. Joe Biden, wake up. 9/11. I don't know, man. Like, Joe Biden, I think, has a hard time winning re-election, but how crazy Donald Trump is, I don't know, man. With a hard right-wing turn,
For 50.
it might be a, I don't know. It might be even worse than, this year might be even worse than 2016. You ever think about that?
Because for 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it. And I'm proud to have done it. They wanted to get it back, right? You wouldn't have that. There would be no question. Nobody else was going to get that done but me. Yeah. And we did it. And we did something that was a miracle. Because for 54 years.
It was a miracle. I did it. We did it. It was a miracle. Just so you know, recently, one of the first recorded cases of a 29-year-old woman dying because she was not allowed to get an abortion, and she died due to internal bleeding from a dangerous pregnancy. Recently just died, I believe this week or last week. And then he comes up on stage to brag about how he did it. He killed that woman with his bare hands. And it was a miracle too. Was she white? I believe so. That 14-year-old that was forced to cross state lines to get an abortion, I did that with my own bare. I did that, and it was a miracle. Oh yeah, like pregnancy-related deaths are going to skyrocket. They never cared. Listen, they would much rather 10% of the population of women in this country, women and like forcing birth and stuff like that. But they also think that it's, you know how conservatives are always bad at like white women and like young white women, you know, white women in general, especially young white women, for one, not being super conservative. F? Is this an F situation? F? Oh no. A bit of an F. Okay. We're back now? Good. They're always yelling at like white women because they're not having sex with as many white men, and they're not having as many white children, and they're more likely to be left wing and things along those lines, right? And they're more likely to get like higher education, stuff like that, and not be pumping out babies for them. it's also a punishment for that, and to force them to have to act in ways, and force them to act in ways in which they want, right? To actually finally like save the white race by forcing them to pump out more kids. This is an F situation. It was a lowercase f. I feel like Gen Z women would be incredibly petty and malicious if they banned abortion nationwide. Oh, I mean, it would cause a lot of problems for Republicans. But the super interesting thing is that when Republicans actually are able to pass their own policies, they usually lose elections right after it, because their policies just suck that much ass. It's so interesting. Makes me feel like Copenhagen is cyberpunk. Cyberhagen? Caucasoid Hagen? Caucasoid punk? You know, I was kind of thinking about this. You know how conservatives are saying that Europe is completely overrun with like blacks and Mexicans, and it's all over, and like half of the European population is now like a black Muslim or something? I'm looking at these city walks from like 2 years ago, and it's like so many white people. It's so white. It's possibly the whitest I've ever seen a place be in my entire life. I might not have seen any place whiter than this. It's the whitest place on planet Earth. I was watching a video of people walking through London, and I was shocked because I was actually reading it while I was reading a book. Well, I was listening to it while I was reading a book, and I just looked up to watch them walk around for a little bit, and it was like almost all white people. And then every once in a while, there'd be like a single black person or like a single Muslim. And I'd be like, okay. And then there'd just be like a sea of white people again. It's wild stuff. It's almost like their fears are based on literal lies. Antarctica is probably whiter. Like in Harry Potter, so true. Real. Come to Africa, where the only white people I see were at the airport. Yeah, because they were trying to escape because all of the black Africans were trying to kill them, right? Especially in South Africa. I heard that in Africa, they've began to enslave the white people. Really, they've made white people pick cotton. As we do. The craziest thing about them is that they put them on fake planes. They think that they're going to leave Africa, but they actually put them on planes to the African plantations, where they actually force them to mine diamonds and mine for cobalt. You know, the craziest thing about it is that those videos of like Africans mining cobalt, those actually aren't black people. Those are white people who've been in the mine so long that the dirt stuck to their skin and they look black. It's pretty crazy stuff. I heard white people are really not having a good time down there. It's pretty wild. True and real. Stop. What are you talking about? This is real, okay? This is real. Oh, you don't want me to, once it's the white people that are oppressed, you want me to stop talking, huh? Curious how that works out. keep going. I'm enjoying this. Mine harder, Whitey. Look at me. I'm the captain of this mine. Let that man cook. That's why the far right are so scared, because once the darkies take over America, all the whites are going to be sent to Austin Birkenau to build Obama phones. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm done. Hell yeah. Finally, some good fucking policies. Yeah, Wonder Bread. Yeah. Whoosh. Apparently, Tim Pool says Europe became too Muslim. Yeah, at TPUSA's recent conference, they're like conservative I forget what it's called, CPAC. At CPAC recently, Tim Pool was one of the hosts, and he said that white replacement is like ticking up, and that Europe is basically done for. I'm the captain now. Get cracking. It'll work. Woke sign pug. Yeah, they would actually lose their mind if an American conservative went to Europe. I don't think they'd actually lose. They might actually end it all. I'm gonna be honest with you. They might actually end it all. You know what? I was kind of thinking about doing a thing on Brexit, because I was thinking about it the other day. I was watching this new documentary that came out about Brexit, and I was like, this is so interesting, because the Brexit experiment is basically everything the conservatives were asking for when it comes to like policy decisions, anti-globalization, their positions on like immigration and everything. It finally came to fruition, and it became a policy position in the form of Brexit. And then we just looked at what that actually meant for the country, and it failed so bad. It failed so bad. Like, they went through like 6 prime ministers trying to get that thing done, and then they finally got it done, and all they have is like possibly another Ireland civil war, and the pound dropping to its lowest level since like they were being bombed by Germany. Right? Like, I don't like, is that what you really wanted? What do they export? Bro, nothing. I actually don't know what England exports. I don't know what they do. Oh yeah, Tim Pool said that Christmas with your family is ruined because Muhammad is the top baby name in Europe. That's really funny.
Tim Pool. Well, basically, he's lamenting his inability to get lost in Christmas nostalgia because of some cultural changes that are going on
in Europe. Yes, and this is back though from getting very upset. There's no video to this, right?
There's video.
Oh, there is. Okay, let's play this.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Recently, I saw on Instagram an AI-generated video which created the most intense version of this feeling. I would say it's akin to some kind of nostalgia, some kind of like feeling of home. It was an AI video of a cabin with a full 20-foot glass wall, from the hilltop, overlooking the town, with heavy snow falling, a fireplace, and a TV playing cartoons. And there's a reason why this video had like, tens of thousands of likes and was being, algorithmically pushed on Instagram. Because people from areas with winter know that feeling. Here's my point. These feelings you get, and many of you know exactly the feeling I'm talking.
Oh, I actually read a recent article that was super interesting. That was about how the nostalgia of the nostalgia of specifically a white Christmas, but the nostalgia of a white winter could be what saves it. right? How people, as they go on and realize that their winters are no longer the snow-filled wonderland that like God gave to us, and we've destroyed it, and now it's just like a rainy, slightly cold, ugly mess. It could be what actually helps us save winter and save the planet when it comes to climate change. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't talked about it too much, but this winter has been genuinely scary. It's been genuinely scary because there's basically been no winter. It's just like late fall that's continued all the way through December. There was no winter in December. It was 60 degrees on like Christmas Day. That's not winter. We have a problem. It's crazy. Even though I knew that it probably wouldn't happen, in the back of my mind I was like, I really hope there's gonna be snow on Christmas. No, there was rain. Yeah, you only got snow today in Michigan. In Michigan, they only got snow like a third of the way through January. That's crazy. You just got snow yesterday. Makes me physically uncomfortable. It's very scary, actually. But Tim Pool, he couldn't give a shit less about like climate change, right? He's just like, that could have been a really interesting discussion to talk to his community about like climate change and doing something about it. But instead he's going to talk about how much he hates those Muslims coming in and how people have nostalgia for Muslims not being there. So
talking about, it feels good and you never want to let it go and you want it again and again. And when you're sitting in these
anybody want it again and again?
Go with a loved one with the lights turned low and the muffled snow just before.
I need us. I'm sorry to do this to the audience, but I need us to start over so I can follow the train of thought. So this man is just, again, in his late 30s, but he is speaking here like I did when I was 10 about the time around Christmas, right?
Yeah, about getting a snow day, right? Yeah, this is it. Nobody has ever seen this before. No, nobody has lived like this. But anyways,
incredible kind of.
I saw on Instagram an AI generated video cartoons, and there's feels good, and you never want to let it go. And you
4-inch waist and
would love to see the AI version of his loved one that's actually sitting with him.
Oh God.
Yeah, I would like to see his AI girlfriend. That's actually a funny. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm sitting there nostalgic over my AI Christmas with my AI hot cocoa with my AI girlfriend who loves me very much. Who totally loves me very much, in my AI generated full head of hair, in my AI uncanceled self, and everybody likes me. And diversity is AI diversity is done for.
Bitchless. 4-inch waist and
Hi Tim.
Hi, Tim Pool's dad. I mean, who watches the show and had some nice things to say about my performance in the debate with Tim. Did you just like you don't have like these kind of family moments, I guess, with hot cocoa anymore, and that's what he's longing for.
He's missing.
Goddamn.
I would love to see.
He's not invited to Christmas anymore.
One sitting next to him.
I love to sit with hot cocoa and look at AI images of winter times.
More sushi with the boys.
Yeah. By the way,
when you're sitting in these.
Yeah, it's like the people put that video on the background to go to sleep, and he's acting like this is some sort of.
I gotta say, like, I look. I made that AI image I showed of the boys
and the sushi.
I gotta say, like, I those images are kind of vaguely engaging, but my problem is when I look at that, you see the hollowness of like, okay, that's
completely soulless whatsoever. They are just.
That's not a real town.
No, it's completely soulless.
Algorithmically pushed on Instagram, because people from areas with winter, with the lights turned low and the muffled snow just during dusk.
Muffled snow.
The clouds are out, so it's very dim. But you hear that Muhammad is truly fascinating.
What does he know about children?
Now I think this is why people say I'm upset when I hear that Muhammad is because
it's just crazy.
It's that thing you grew up with, that connection to your roots, to your history, that the feeling you get, it's going away. People are going to fight for that feeling.
Hold it.
It's going away. People are going to fight for that feeling. People are going to fight for there being no Muhammad. It's crazy how Tim Pool actually proves that meritocracy is not real.
Shark, hog.
Cherry, thank you so much for the 11 months in a row. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Just got here. What did I miss? Nothing. Don't sweat it. You didn't miss a thing. Yo, look, they're patching up the Jew tunnels, man. They're welding up the Jew tunnels, man. Not only is this anti-Semitic, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, not only is this anti-Semitic, the devs finally patched out the fast travel glitch. What are speedrunners are going to have to find a new way to get from point A to point B now. Speedrunners are gonna have to find a new way to do this because there's a problem here. What the fuck are Jew tunnels? Don't worry about it. Oy vey. Glitch. It was a game feature. It was a feature in the game. Was this about Jew tunnels? In a very historic Hasidic temple in Brooklyn, they found that there was a tunnel that some of the members dug under the temple, through the city, through a grate on the sidewalk that they'd hop into whenever the synagogue was, closed, so they can be at the synagogue and do whatever they want. Randomly, someday, some of the synagogue leaders found out what they were doing and called the fucking cops on them, and had the cops come by and to stop them from digging any further, and they wanted to patch up the hole and cement the hole up to stop them from hopping in the tunnel. In protest, some of the tunnel digger members decided that to hop into the hole to be able to stop them from pouring cement in there so they wouldn't be able to get rid of their tunnel. But yeah, this is, just so you know, this is the guy who posted the CP on Twitter, though. Are they stupid? That's a weird way to spell genius. What's stupid about it? They wanted to get into the temple, so they dug a hole to get into the temple. Like, what's the problem? It sounds pretty smart to me. Secret tunnel through the synagogue. Secret tunnel. I'm pro tunneler. We're the tunnel snakes. That's us. Yeah, they used the tunnels to no clip through the synagogue to escape the NYPD. It's some cool stuff. And we rule. Oh, Trump find out who he wanted his running mate to be. Apparently Trump picked his running mate. Who do you think it's going to be? Who do you think it could be? Carrie Lake, Dinkle, me. Can you imagine if it was Dinkle? That'd be the craziest thing in the world. A Nazi. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. God damn, I can't stop laughing. You know, I've heard people who are super pro-Israel say that we need to watch out for Hamas building tunnels here. I'll just leave it at that, honestly. I'll just leave it just like that. I'll leave it there. I'll let you understand. I'll let you come to a conclusion about what's going on here. Stop. It's MTG, hell no. I wanted to watch the congressional hearing where Hunter Biden showed up, but Marjorie Taylor Greene pulled up a picture of his penis again, so I kind of can't, unfortunately. She went to the comically large printer again to get a slightly larger than usual picture of Hunter Biden's penis to pull up, and it's kind of spooky. Again, yeah, this is at least the second time. Like, yeah, this is the second time she's done it. Why the bi dick? The Biden cock family, the bi dick. What can I say? It is weird behavior. But all right. Copenhagen's kind of lame to walk through. I want something a little crazier, you know? I need more brown people in here. You know what? We're walking through London. This is the London one that I saw. This is the London one that I saw. Cause I was like, they were like, oh dude, look, it's like all brown people now in London. It's like all brown people now. It's like there's so many white people in London, man. Isn't London supposed to be like 92% Muslim? Like, what's going on here, man? This is not what I was told. I'm more like Copenhagen. Fuck you. According to racists, yeah. But this is London right now, okay? This was London recorded 6 months ago. And it seems like everything's kind of fine. Illegal crossing? Don't worry about that. You're telling me they lied? Yeah, there really aren't that many brown people. Look, I didn't know that British people really did that. Look at their silly little British car. It's like a car that I would see them rolling. I would imagine them rolling around in like the 1950s or something, you know? It's cute. It's like that cute little British car, dude. Look, I mean, look at that thing. Look, it's so cute. Beep beep. It's their little beep beep car. Oh, what a cutie patootie. It's a cutie patootie of a car, man. I'll be honest. That's a taxi, I think. I love it. I love it. Look how British this place is. People are even smoking cigarettes. White girls are smoking cigarettes on the street. Like, this is the Britain I know and love. Well, my bad. This is the Britain I know. Oh, so great. Hello, governor. Anyone got a shiggy man? The fuck, it's clean? Yeah, I heard that in London right now, there's like an acid attack every 27 seconds on every corner of the street. Brown people were running around in like coconut cars. They were shooting each other with like peanut guns that fire in spurts. You know what I mean? And if they hit, it's gonna hurt. But there's like one brown person per like 30 white people. Cleaner than Toronto. That's how it is. You got any chip, mate? You got a fit-in chip, mate? Anyone got on a shiggy, man? Okay, enjoy this. I'm gonna go pee real quick, and then are you guys ready to talk about Trump's evil plan to literally destroy America? Unironically, real, not clickbait. Because it's actually kind of wild. I guess. All right. Be right back. Are you going somewhere? You're running off too. Bro, after my sets of rows and deadlifts, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm beat. Coming back to the gym after like 5 months and doing 185 and doing like 15 185 sorry, 9, no, 12, sorry, 12 185 deadlifts. Sheesh. I'm beat. My legs, my back, my lumbar. Oh, anyways, did you guys see any like radical Muslims eating white people while we were watching? Did anybody see any of that? Nah, that's crazy. I was told this happens constantly. Conservatives lie yet again. Another lie. Hate to see it. I saw a British person eating beans. Good Lord. I hope you're okay. I saw one radical Muslim shred on their skateboard, but that's it. Okay. So he was pretty radical. Radical. He's pretty wicked. One wicked Muslim. I'm shook. Anyways, it's a really good song. Wait, can I get it? I was gonna pause it, but like I want to hear a little bit of this song. I mean, come on, just hit me with a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. All right. I wish we could play more, but we have work to do. It's time to get to work. I'm sorry, everyone. It's time to do our job. Ew, work. Tyrannix, thanks for the gifted sub. Congratulations, Skeptical Squid. More like a Skeptical Freeloader. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Boo, get rid of jobs. I see the communists are here. I see the communists have arrived. Hello, bestie. I'm a leftist. I hate work. We are here. Everyone's gangster till you have a court hearing on Thursday. Oh, I gotta make baked ziti. I just thought about it. Yo, sheesh, we gotta make baked ziti soon. Whew. Oh my gosh. Out of nowhere, I was just like, I just bought a new tub of ricotta. You know what that means? It's ziti time, everyone. Baby, we're making baked ziti tomorrow. We're making a big bowl of ziti, baby. It's gonna go crazy. You want? Oh, we make the tomato sauce ourselves from those Flavor Bomb cherry tomatoes. We have to find a night. Last time I got a really good meat blend of ground beef, pork jowl, and sausage, and Italian sausage. Blend all of those together, and that's the meat that goes on top. The ricotta that we use just normally, or maybe substitute for the pesto ricotta that we use on egg sandwiches. I'm feeling hungry already. What do you think? Thoughts? She said W. She said W, cook. Ziti is lazy lasagna? Yep, it's perfect. You're gonna get the itis? Oh no. Oh, I'll have to do it before stream, like earlier, and then take a nap, and then I'll be good. You okay? Good. Did you ever get your sparkling cider? Yeah, I did actually. We did get our sparkling apple cider, isn't that right, babe? Or sparkling cider. It was grape cider and apple cider. It was the first time the girlie ever had it, and she said she loved it. She loved it so much we went back again and bought another glass. And bought another glass. She never had sparkling cider? No. Absolutely not, apparently. Unless she's just lying to me about who she is and where she's from. Which is possible. She is from Broward County, after all. Don't look at me like that. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. All right. Anyways. Let's do a little... Let's get to work, everyone. Slash marker. This is going to be the last seggy of the night. Okay, and then we're going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Nikki Haley's slavery and weird comments, AI as well. The majority reports talk with South Africa's case against Israel. We have a couple other stuff to talk about there as well. It should be quite interesting indeed. We got a lot of stuff on the docket. Oh, the NRA might be dead as well, so keep that in mind. The NRA might simply be dead. Last seggy. So it's a huge Rip Bozo situation, which could be great, could be fantastic. Please, this could be you don't know how much this means to me. This means so much to me. Oh no. Oh no, Lord. Wallahi, save me. Mini F. YouTube sucks so much. Is it acting up? Are we back? NRA got bankrupt, didn't it? Close. Are we back? Are we back? We are back. Okay, good. Based. Epic. Slash marker. What are we going to call this? Adolf Trump. We're going to be calling this Adolf Trump. Slash marker Adolf Trump. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to cook? My sous chefs, are you ready to cook? Adolf Trumper. Adolf Trumpler. Here we go. I am ready. Let's get bacon. Let's cook, brother. Let's cook, brother. Welcome to 2024. This is going to be a very interesting and scary, turbulent year. And for Fox News, that's no different. It's going to be so scary, in fact, that at the beginning of the year, a couple days ago, they asked a spirit medium to read what was in store for Donald Trump by looking at his tarot cards.
What is that?
I mean, I do recognize that I'm at Fox TV. I have a sense of loss.
A sense of loss, the card of death is what they pulled for him. Not very good stuff. Don't worry, the rest of the tarot card reading was just as bad. But it seems like whether you believe in the spirits and the mediums and the cards or whatever, she was on point. Because a little while later, when Donald Trump was sitting in court on his appeal, he was arguing to the DC Court of Appeals appellate court and he had his lawyer tell the judges his reason for why he should be completely immune for trying to overturn the election in 2020. And the reason that the argument that his lawyer brought up was so crazy It literally made the judges take a step back. Look at this. January 9th, yesterday, as of this recording, Donald Trump, his lawyer, the prosecutors, and the prosecutor who's going to be overseeing his case for stealing those documents from the White House sat in the appellate court while his lawyer said this.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival?
The U.S. DOJ carefully, and for the very reasons we've emphasized in our brief, decided not to prosecute President Clinton
for that, unless he's impeached.
Yeah, that was as long as he's not in office, but as long as he's officially.
Leftist audio? No, that's just his voice. That's not the audio. That's literally just his voice. Be nice.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival?
Oh, wait, never mind. It's only playing through one channel, right? Oh no, that's not how that should work. Because I can hear it through both channels. Wait a second. Oh man, what the heck? Oh, don't tell me I have to pull up another. Wait, did it do the same thing with that other clip that I played?
Trump should be on.
No. Is it only this? Oh man, what the heck? What? All right, let me. How annoying! I have to get it. I have to find another clip then, because it was not like this when I pulled it. Should be about 7 minutes 30. Let's see, that one was Forbes. Let's do this one. Let's go here. Let me mute this for you guys. 1 second. Uno momento. Por favor. Please load. One second. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Don't tell me I'm gonna have to pull the clip from somewhere else. I'm gonna freaking lose it. This is so annoying. Sorry, chat. I really wanted to show you. I had the clip ready, but they broke it. They broke it. What's going on with YouTube? What is going on, man? Oh, sure. Dude, okay. Oh my gosh. They Am I gonna have to pull this shit from like Twitter or something? Am I actually going to have to pull this shit from like Twitter? I'm gonna fucking lose it. I hate my life so bad. Okay, wait a second. I think I may be able to find it. So, what's going on with you guys? Hey, come here often. The segment already maybe she was reading my tarot cards. Honestly, for this one. This is crazy. This is crazy. I actually can't have anything nice. I'm gonna piss. And now I can't even find the clip from somebody else that I'm trying to pull. It's crazy. Okay, I think I found it. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Thankfully, I found it. Okay. Unfortunately, we have to look at CNN's mugs, so sorry about that. Here we go. Found it. Thank you. Anyways, here's what Trump's judge said in court.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6?
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
What if he weren't? There would be no criminal prosecution, no criminal liability for that?
Chief Justice's opinion in Marbury against Madison and our constitutional tradition and the plain language of the impeachment judgment clause all clearly presuppose that what the founders were concerned about was not.
I asked you a yes or no question. Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
so your answer is no.
My answer is qualified yes.
Just so you know, that's no. So basically, just so if you want to, just as a little refresher, what's happening is Donald Trump is making the claim that he is immune to criminal prosecution when he's doing things as a president. And it is true that presidents have immunity from political prosecution. So they have immunity from prosecution when they're acting in the office of the president, if they're like in good faith trying to do what they should be doing to protect the nation, uphold the Constitution, those things as the president. What Donald Trump is saying is that when he took those documents, he gained presidential immunity to do whatever he wanted. And what his lawyer is basically saying is that he has complete immunity when he's in office and when he's out of office to do basically whatever he wants when it comes to being the president, as long as he's not impeached and removed from office. So the judge asked him, does that mean you can order SEAL Team 6 to kill your political rival who's trying to take you out of who's trying to win the White House to get you out of office? And he said, yes, as long as you're not impeached and convicted, yes, you can be killed. So just to make sure that we're on the same page, that means Joe Biden can kill Donald Trump. Right now, under Donald Trump's idea of the law of presidential immunity, Joe Biden, when the FBI came to raid Mar-a-Lago, they could have shot him in his bed in his tighty-whities. And Joe Biden could have told them to shoot him in his bed in his tighty-whities, like raiding Mar-a-Lago like they did Bin Laden's mansion, killing him. And Joe Biden would be free from political prosecution. I keep saying that. He would be free from prosecution because he's the president, so he has immunity from prosecution. That's it. Donald Trump wants to be a king. And as funny as it is that you can, by his definition, that right now, Joe Biden can kill him, it doesn't bode well for if he's allowed to take the White House, and it doesn't bode well for if another Republican is able to get the White House ever again, because other Republicans aren't too far away from his personal idea of what a president should be, and that's not too far away from an absolute dictator with almost complete rule. Period. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, about Donald Trump, the person running for president, Donald Trump, the presidential candidate, who could very well be who could very well be the president next year. It's very possible with how bad Biden's polling numbers are. Even with all of the indictments against him, with the 91 indictments against him, with all the albatrosses around his neck, he could still cross that finish line. It's very possible, and I would like to talk to you about how, since I know it's possible, Republicans think it's possible, and the plan that they have for if they're able to actually get it done. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's actually very scary. So this is on the back of Donald Trump saying things like how he wants to terminate the Constitution. How when he becomes president, he believes that he should be able to terminate the Constitution to get done whatever he wants to get done. And what he wants to get done is persecution for his political opponents and people who talk bad about him. Donald Trump wants to be able to engage in the highest form of spite-based politics that this country has probably ever seen in the just history of the White House, in the history of presidents, just almost period. Donald Trump wants to be on a path of retribution. And this is something you've heard from a lot of Republicans since a lot of their guys have been taken down recently, been raided by the police for the crimes that they've committed or the potential crimes that they've committed, from Project Veritas getting raided by the police to get back the stolen property from like Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's daughter, to Matt Gaetz being raided and Mar-a-Lago being raided, and a lot of other conservatives being raided by the police and going to jail, and all of the indictments that have come around from like Dinesh D'Souza to all of these people. They've never thought twice about why their people are going to jail. They thought one thing originally: it's Joe Biden, the Democrats, and your fault for why they went to jail for the crimes that they committed and the possible crimes that they committed with their compadres. And so they believe that you should suffer because of it. So just straight up fascism? Yes. Their plan is to engage in, without mincing any words, their plan is to engage in fascism. Their plan is to correct all of the problems of Donald Trump's first presidency. What we're basically doing right now is giving a guy who was running around a dark room, who had a gun, who wanted to shoot people the first time he went to the room. Basically what we're doing is that there was a guy who went to a dark room with a gun and wanted to shoot people. He couldn't find that many people to shoot because it was so dark he could barely see it. Basically what we're doing, if we give him the presidency again, he's putting night vision goggles on and he's going to be a lot more successful. That's the plan. And it seems like a wild sort of thing for me to say that, but for one, his lawyer said that he could kill his political opponents and be free from persecution if he so chooses, with a Supreme Court that's filled with his picks, filled with his judges. And the only reason why he's probably not president right now is because they personally believe that they didn't want to overturn the election for him when they very much could have. Like, think about this. With all of Donald Trump's picks, they very much could have overturned the election. I mean, here, wait, one moment. I mean, think about it. Clarence Thomas specifically wanted to take up his case for overturning the votes in Michigan and Pennsylvania. If that was the case, and then he got what he wanted, and Clarence Thomas, who just votes however he wants, honestly, who does not care about whether or not there's like legal precedent for how he votes. He just votes how he wants. If that was the case, then Donald Trump could have easily stolen the election. The only thing keeping him from stealing elections is literally a couple people saying no. Like 9 people who said no. My bad, 7 people who said no. 7 people who said no was the only thing keeping him from stealing the election a couple years ago. But people like Charlie Kirk have come out to say things along the lines of how he wants how he wants red states, governorships, and the next Republican president to personally prosecute Democrats, investigate Democrats, raid Democrats, people who are rhinos and people who aren't on their certain political page, to create a chilling effect, to stop them from speaking out, to stop them from running, and stop them from challenging them when it comes to their political positions. That is the point of what they want to do here. And they're basing that off and the reason for why they want to do that is because and the reason why they want to do that is because they personally believe, what the hell? Sorry. And the reason why they want to do that is because they personally believe that they've been done wrong by the system. When Donald Trump got indicted over and over and over again, the reason why he was indicted is because he committed crimes. But to the Republicans, he got indicted specifically because Joe Biden wanted to enact political retribution against him and commit crimes against him and stop him from doing this, that, or the third. That's the reason for why he says that they're doing that. Right? And so he wants to terminate the Constitution, and he's gotten together with the Heritage Foundation and a bunch of other think tanks to come up with an idea called Project 2025. And Project 2025 has a bunch of things in it, from how they want to create a national complete ban on abortion, how they want to and how specifically they want to concentrate power in the executive branch for the next Republican president. Okay? He vows for retribution for specifically not allowing him to steal the election and not allowing him to be president again for however long that he specifically wants, right? He said, "I am your retribution." Framing the 2024 election as a dire moment, as an us versus them struggle, the final battle, as he puts it, Trump charged forward in an uncharted direction for American politics, talking openly about leveraging the power of the presidency for political reprisals. Okay? And this is even off the back of it coming out that he literally flew fake electors, people pretending to be electors from states that do the actual voting for president. He flew fake elector ballots to DC to try to trick Congress into putting him in office when he shouldn't be in office. This is the type of shit that you see going on in that we would claim like North Korea or China or any other these, Russia, doing in these like draconian like dictatorial laws. These are literally things that Donald Trump and his like crew did to overturn the election. This is the playbook that they used to try to overturn the election. This was not a joke, and he's not funny. He's a criminal who can easily, if given the opportunity, destroy this country. Because as I'm going to show in this segment, really some of the only things keeping us from oblivion is a couple people not wanting to do the wrong thing. And I'm going to tell you this right now: if Donald Trump is able to get the presidency, he's going to be able to get a lot of those people out of office. Because over time, the Supreme Court and Congress has been slowly drip feeding the executive branch more and more power, way more power than they used to have. And this has led to a constitutional crisis where Donald Trump may be able to do almost whatever he wants. And we'll talk about some of the legal theory behind that, okay? He talks of a Pandora's box. I'd like to talk about that a little bit here. He said this: "If I don't get immunity, then crooked Joe Biden doesn't get immunity. With the border invasion in Afghanistan surrender alone, not to mention the millions of dollars that went into his pockets with the money from foreign countries, Joe Biden is ripe for indictment." The president said on his Truth Social platform on Monday, "By weaponizing the DOJ against his political opponents, Joe Biden has opened a giant Pandora's box." So just so you know, the Justice Department came out to say that they are not in coordination with the White House when it comes to the indictments of Donald Trump. Trump's been indicted in New York. He's been indicted in Georgia. I think he's been indicted in Michigan. He's been indicted in several states and and the DOJ itself for the crimes that he committed when he was in office. Joe Biden has nothing to do with him stealing documents from the White House. They don't just make up something wrong that he did. He committed crimes and he's being prosecuted for it. But in his mind, he can literally do no wrong. And in conservatives' mind, he can literally do no wrong. So if there's something bad happening to him, it's because a political opponent wanted to destroy him and ruin his chances of becoming president, not because he's done something wrong, because he can't do anything wrong. And this leads to them believing that they're now in the right, that they're now somehow that they're now somehow in the back foot and have to fight back. And that's why they have to weaponize the Justice Department, police, the National Guard, the Supreme Court, the executive branch, all of these things to be able to come back at the people doing them wrong, when what that just means is that they're not allowed to commit any crimes. He wants complete immunity for whatever he can do as the president, and if he doesn't get that, then he believes that people are committing crimes against him. It's completely ridiculous, but more scary than anything else. I would like to take a look at this article from the Washington Post that details Trump's personal plans for revenge against his political opponents and how bad this could actually possibly get if he's able to get the White House again. And I'm not for like fear tactics or anything. A lot of you all know the type of segments that I make, even in like tough times, are usually pretty upbeat. But I want to make one thing clear. This is dangerous. Dangerous to the point where one bad person who's unhinged enough, driven enough, selfish enough, or evil enough, getting in the White House at this point in time with as much power that's been concentrated into the executive branch over the decades and hundreds of years that this country's been around, can do real damage to the rights and liberties of normal Americans, political opponents, and can make a de facto dictatorship if they so choose. And the only thing that's stopping them is because they just don't want to. That's horrifying, isn't it? But let's take a look at some of the stuff about this. In private, Trump told advisors and friends in recent months that he wants the Justice Department to investigate one-time officials and allies who have been critical of him in office, including the former Chief of Staff, John F. Kelly, former Attorney General William Barr, as well as his ex-attorney Ty Cobb and former Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark A. Milley. These are just the people off the top of his head who he wants to like prosecute for no other reason but besides him just being able to do it, right? Just because he just wants to do it. Trump also has talked of prosecuting officials at the FBI and Justice Department as a person familiar with the matter said. He even wants to throw in jail people who are throwing other people in jail. He wants to throw the Justice Department in jail for coming out against him. In public, Trump has vowed to appoint a special prosecutor to go after President Biden and his family. Much of the planning for the second term of Trump has been unofficially outsourced to a partnership of right-wing think tanks in Washington. Dubbed Project 2025, the group is developing a plan to include draft executive orders that would deploy the military domestically under the Insurrection Act. And this is the part that's really dangerous. The law was last updated in 1871, and it authorizes the president to deploy the military for domestic law enforcement. In the final year of his presidency, some of Trump's supporters urged him to invoke the Insurrection Act to put down unrest after the murder of George Floyd in the summer of 2020, but he never did it. He publicly said that he regretted that decision to not deploy the military against civilians protesting, but he said he wouldn't hesitate to do it again if he was president again. So basically what he wants to do is to be able to send the military out to put down any protest that he deems as unworthy to exist and throw all the protesters in jail. That is a complete revocation of the First Amendment by the President of the United States that he wants to be able to do. We're not just talking about stopping people from burning buildings. They were talking about stopping any protest whatsoever that's left wing. This could stop climate protests. This could stop police brutality protests. All of these types of protests he could specifically shut down whenever he wanted, because he could just invoke the Insurrection Act. Funny, one of the only presidents in modern history, one of the only presidents in history to actually invoke an insurrection, invoking the Insurrection Act to silence his political opponents and throw them in jail for protesting against him. Trump's campaign spokesman Steve Chung did not answer questions specifically about his did not answer questions oh goodness, bro, this phone. Chill, be chill. I'm yapping right now. Goodness. Trump campaign spokesman Stephen Chung did not answer questions about specific actions under discussion, but he did say President Trump is focused on crushing his President Trump is focused on crushing his opponents in the primary election and then going on to beat crooked Joe Biden. Actually, just like complete sycophant language. That's crazy language from a spokesman for a real presidential candidate. We're going to crush our opponents and then destroy crooked Joe Biden. This is crazy. This isn't the language of an actual political opponent. It's the language of like a YouTuber, actually. But that type of TikTokification has dripped into the Republican zeitgeist and now has swelled up into the presidency. And Donald Trump is now that. And he's finally outsourced and found a group of people who are deranged enough, sycophantic enough, evil enough, fascist enough, and politically savvy enough to commit the crimes against the American people that he only dreamed of in his first administration. The man's trying to work. The former president has frequently threatened to take punitive steps against his perceived enemies, arguing that doing so would be justified by the current prosecutions against him. He said the criminal charges he's facing, a total of 91 across 4 states and federal indictments, were made up to damage him politically. He said specifically, this is third world stuff. Arrest your opponent, Trump said. The campaign at a campaign stop in New Hampshire in October. And that means I can do that too. So just so you know, once again, if anybody was ever wondering where I was getting this type of information from, if I was just pulling it out of my ass that he would say something like this, here it is in his own words in New Hampshire in October, a couple months ago. I can arrest my political opponents too. Donald Trump was not arrested by Joe Biden. He was arrested by the Justice Department. He was arrested by the Fulton County DA. That he was arrested by the New York City DA. That's who he was arrested by, not Joe Biden. But it doesn't matter to him. As long as he faces consequences, that means somebody has to suffer. Someone has to bleed for it. And that's all of his political opponents. In his head, it was Joe Biden. And you'll see conservatives arguing this. They're like, well, he could have just pardoned Joe Biden. He could have just pardoned Trump for everything. And the answer is no, he actually couldn't have. Not all of the indictments, most of the indictments he's facing are state level charges, not federal charges. And a lot of them aren't Democrats either. Like, remember in Colorado, how he was removed from the ballot in Colorado? That wasn't Democrats that removed him from the ballot. It was Republican prosecutors who argued in court that he should be removed from the ballot. It was Republicans coming after him, but no, it doesn't really matter. It's all Democrats' fault anyways. It's all his fault anyways. This goes on to talk about how Kelly, Barr, and other people, and Cobb, who are close to Trump, specifically commented on the idea of him coming after them and prosecuting them for whatever crime that he feels like they should be held responsible for, which is just not being nice to him when he was out of office. An effort under George W. Bush's administration to remove U.S. attorneys for political reasons led to high-level resignations in a criminal investigation. Right? Rod J. Rosenstein, okay, politically ordered Rod J. Rosenstein, okay, one of the deputy attorneys under special counsel Robert Mueller, said a politically ordered prosecution would violate the 14th Amendment guarantee to equal protection under the law and could cause judges to dismiss the charges, but sometimes they might not. And even if they do dismiss the charges, they're still going to have to defend themselves in some way. But Trump's allies, such as Russ Vouw, his former budget director, who now leads the Center of Renewing America, are actively repudiating the modern tradition of a measure of independence for the Justice Department, arguing that such independence is not based in law or the Constitution. He said, "Making prosecutorial decisions is a nonpartisan matter is essential to democracy," Rosenstein said. But this is what Val said, honestly. "You don't need a statutory charge at all. You need a mindset change," Val said in an interview. "You need an attorney general and a White House counsel office that don't view themselves as trying to protect the department from the president." So what he's going on to say basically is that the Justice Department isn't separate from the executive branch, and they should be able to do whatever they want. They should be able to control the Justice Department like a dog and sick them on whatever political opponent that they want. They should tell them, arrest that guy, investigate that guy, raid that guy. And why? Because I said so. And if you don't listen to him, then they can just fire you, right? And yeah, a lot of people would roll over, but the thing is, Donald Trump now has a team of people who've already worked on that. They're planning a list of names of people who are sycophantic to the Donald Trump cause to put in those places, to whether they have experience in them or not. The number one thing is whether or not you are loyal to Donald Trump and the cause, and if you will do what he says, and then you will get rewarded with high positions in his office. This is the type of stuff that people criticize like Russia for, like China for, North Korea for, right? The Constitution literally has an article on each branch separating them. They have to read the Constitution. Here's the actual thing. Yes, it is separate, but what they're talking about is that the Justice Department is still beholden to the executive branch and the office of the president. And in a way, they're right. He can hire and fire the head of the DOJ whenever he wants. He can hire and fire a lot of people inside of the DOJ. And so even though they are separate, the only thing stopping the DOJ, stopping the White House from working with the DOJ and telling them what to do in that way is basically it being a bad look, really, and just the norms. Like a lot of things that we take for granted here about us having such a strong democracy is actually just vibes of the president saying that they don't want to do the type of stuff that would make them look bad, right? And that's literally it. That's it. There's a lot of stuff that Donald Trump can do when he's in office, and they're planning to make sure that they can do it. Jeffrey Clark, a fellow Vow think tank member, is leading the work on the Insurrection Act under the founders of America based this all on good faith. Yeah, that's true. But what happens when somebody's in there that is not of good faith? What happens then? Man, we've been getting a lot of mini Fs tonight. Are we back? We back? Are we back? Have we returned? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Good. At the end they say, we don't want careerists. We don't want people who are opportunists. We want conservative warriors. So this is what they're planning to do, to go to war against the American people, against their political opponents. They want to go to war against all of these people because they feel like they've been done wrong in some way. I want to talk about this a little bit, about Trump's retribution. Some of you all remember this quote, some of you all don't, but it's a very important quote for what we're going to be talking about here today. Trump said, "I am your warrior. I am your justice." He told a crowd in CPAC a little while ago in Maryland Harbor, right? And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. He's actually talking like a Sunday cartoon villain. There's actually really nothing funny about it. It's silly. There's nothing funny about it. I want to talk about this really quick because this is where we start to get into the political process of that he could actually leverage to get done what he wants to get done. Congress and the courts have granted the president with powers that in Trump's hands could fundamentally weaken the rights and freedoms most Americans believe are secure and guaranteed under law. Tribe, who's a professor of constitutional law at Harvard. So this is actually a professional. He said many statutes Congress has enacted, especially in the post-war World War II era, delegate to any sitting president such extraordinary powers to declare national emergencies when in their own unreviewable judgment the national interest or the national security warrants, and given presidential declarations of that kind the power to trigger such sweeping executive authorities that the president could comfortably indulge in authoritarian aspirations of demoting or detaining all of those who stand in their way, or of seizing property of otherwise restricting personal liberties and the rights of private citizens and organizations without raising a legal eyebrow. So what this means, right? The reason why they're talking about the Insurrection Act, right, and the the War Power Act and all of these acts as well, is because Congress gave these rights to the president, which means that he can lock up whoever he wants. He can. The Hitler particles are overwhelming. I've read through a lot of Project 2025. It's so much worse than they're explaining in this article. Well, we will get to it. Okay? We will get to it. That's the stuff that he wants to do. He could use the intelligence services. He can use the IRS to investigate people. He can basically shut down anybody's life and throw them in jail indefinitely for as long as he's president, for a minimum of another 4 years without any repercussions, without any prosecution, without anybody telling him no. As Elizabeth Goitein, we'll call him Goitein. Elizabeth Goitein, senior director at the Liberty and National Security Program at NYU's Brennan Center of Justice. She's an expert on emergency powers delegated to the president. And so we want to talk about this really quick because it starts to get, if you thought it was bad, don't worry, it actually gets even worse. One of the most worrisome statutory provisions given Trump's threat to deploy the military in large cities, Goitein continued, is the Insurrection Act, which was intended to allow the president to deploy federal troops domestically to quell insurrections or civil unrest that overwhelm civilian authorities or enforce civil rights laws against obstruction. That law, she wrote, is written in such a broad and arcane terms that it was last amended 150 years ago. That it places few clear limits on the president's ability to deploy troops and act as a domestic police force. And what limits can be inferred are effectively unenforceable, as the Supreme Court has held that the statute does not, on its face, permit judicial review of the president's decisions to deploy. Simply, Congress has no role in approving deployments, leaving this powerful authority with no effective checks against abuse. So basically what this means is that Donald Trump, on the first day when he's in office, would enact the Insurrection Act. That would allow him to take the National Guard, the military, and send them throughout every street in America and use them as a personal police force to suppress the rights of whatever American he decides to suppress, period. Lock up the bank account, stop the bank account of, period. Put in jail any person he wants, period. Do anything he wants to that person without any judicial review, without any congressional review, and without any way for any other person to tell him no, because he has enacted that provision, the Insurrection Act. GOP and CCP are the same. Yeah. Yeah. Continuing on, she identified another 3 laws that are incredibly concerning. A provision of the Communication Acts which allows the president to shut down or take over radio communication facilities during a national emergency. It could also be interpreted to give the president control over U.S.-based internet traffic. The International Emergencies Economic Powers Act allows the president to freeze any asset, including those of Americans, or prevent any financial transaction with a designated person or entity. So this basically means that he could stop any financial transaction to the DNC, any financial transaction to any random American. They could stop you. He could stop you right now from getting your paycheck. I want you to know that if he enacted this act, he could tell his counsel, I want you to not get your paycheck. I want it to be illegal for him to get any money, period. And there's nothing anybody in the country can do about it. That's just how it is. That's just it. That's what he can do. All right. Without raising a single legal eyebrow, without the court or Congress being able to stop him, period. That's just how it is. As well, he could basically shut down internet access to certain websites who he personally disagrees with. So if he doesn't like the website, he can come in and say that to destroy that website, to take it down, to stop it from being accessed, no matter what. He could do this to news articles that post. He could do it to news organizations that post negative articles about him. All of these types of people, he could do it to, no matter what. And there's nothing you can do about it. The Emergency Powers Act is dangerous and sweeping and should be reconsidered. And here's the difficult thing about it, because some people believe that because here's the thing, okay? If you're wondering, like, why in the world would they give that type of power to the president unchecked? Here's the thing. They didn't, actually. They didn't. Here's the scary thing about it. The Emergencies Act is dangerous and sweeping. Sorry, the Emergency Act is dangerously sweeping and should be reconsidered. At the time it was passed, Congress retained a congressional veto, but congressional vetoes were subsequently declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Now there is literally no mechanism for congressional override except the passage of ordinary legislation, which we all know that all the Republicans in office would just simply not vote for. So there's no way for Congress to be able to stop something like that if they so choose. If the Republicans stand together and say that Donald Trump can do whatever he wants and throw in jail whoever he wants, Congress can't do anything about it. That's just how it is. Isn't that going against the First Amendment? Remember the internment camps for Japanese people? Remember that? Donald Trump could do internment camps. He could put his political opponents in internment camps. During the midterms, he can throw Democratic voters in certain places in internment camps during the election cycle, and there's just nothing nobody can do about it, because he has the Insurrection Act, he has the Communications Act, he has the Emergencies Acts, he has those acts that stop them from being able to move. They can just lock you in your home. It's very possible that he could do that. The only thing stopping a president from doing that is just like they don't want to. They don't want to. I hate Trump. So this is what we're working with right now, okay? This is what's going on right now. And I want to talk about one more thing. The Heritage Foundation, you know of them. has organized Project 2025, a coalition of 84 state and national conservative groups to pave a way for an effective, as they call, effective conservative administration based on 4 pillars. Policy agenda, presidential personnel database, presidential administration academy, and the playbook of the first 180 days of the next administration. The project has already published an 887 page document, Mandate for Leadership 2025, the Conservative Promise, with the goal of arming an army of aligned, vetted, trained, and prepared conservatives to go to work on day one to deconstruct the administrative state. Stated goal: to deconstruct the state and the apparatuses that are the checks and balances for the executive branch of the United States. That's their goal with the next president. The next president is to do that. The next Republican president's goal is going to have all these conservative groups pushing for them to enact laws that revoke the fundamental rights, that circumvent the Constitution and take away the rights fundamental to us as Americans that we pride ourselves on, that we say makes us different from any other country in the world. It's real. All right? It's real. And they've already started. They've already embarked to avenge Trump. You may have seen that they're trying to impeach Biden right now. Do they have any real reason to impeach Biden? No. Well, the reason why they want to impeach Biden right now, the reason why they want to impeach Biden right now is because he's just not Donald Trump. They think he's done something wrong. They think he's worked with Hunter Biden to be able to take money from this, that, or the third. Something. Anything. But they can't find it yet. So what are they going to do? Make their political opponents suffer. That's just it. Just make them suffer. And even if these people lose the court cases that the Trump's DOJ bring against them, remember, you're still going to have to defend yourself. If somebody just brings up a lawsuit against you and they have literally infinite money, like let me remind you, Donald Trump would have infinite money in this situation. It would be the DOJ. They would be the government that prints its own money. Infinite money to prosecute you infinitely for infinite things that you haven't done. And you have to defend yourself in court, because if you plead guilty, you go to jail. If you plead no contest, you go to jail. So you have to at least have a counsel and go to court to be able to defend yourself, even to have the cases dismissed. And they can just bring up another one against you. A non-ending cavalcade of suffering that he wants to enact on anyone he possibly wants. They finally done it. They finally reached the end stage of what they've been working on for years. A full-on fascist takeover of the executive branch to completely to pause the Constitution and revoke the rights of any American that they want, period, without any accountability. Unless the Democrats are able to win a midterm big enough to not have to work with any Republicans and have like a 2/3 majority to overturn some protections, to overturn some powers that the president has. And outside of that, nothing anyone can do. So that's what's going on right now. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, so you understand. And I've only scratched the surface. Remember, this is an 800-page document of how they plan to use every single lever, every obscure law, overturn every single norm, okay, that we hold dear. Let me remind you once again that I did at the beginning of the segment. A lot of the rights that we hold dear as Americans are only rights because the president has not used every single lever that they have to their disposal to take them away. He can turn an entire city into Guantanamo Bay if he so chooses. If the military comes in and listens to what he says, he can lock down a whole city. He can stop you from getting your paycheck. He can throw you in jail indefinitely without any court, without revoke your rights entirely and just throw you in a hole until he's no longer president anymore. That's just how it is. Okay? So I don't say this just to scare you or to spook you or to do anything of those lines. I say this to inform you so you can understand what's possible if this Republican Party is able to get their way. We say a lot of things about them. We go through a lot of things that they've said, but they've been working in silence. They've been moving in silence to be able to tell you, they've been moving in silence to be able to hide their real agenda, which is to finally seize control of the executive and crush all political opposition to rule forever. That's the goal. They said it very plainly right there. And so that's what's actually up for election this year and the years to come. This is the real Republican Party now, and this is what they're going to be until they implode. I don't know when or where, but this is what we're working with. Never let them say that they're not fascists. They are, and they're proud of it. Slash marker Adolf Trumper. There we go. I don't know if the military has enough. I don't know if the military has enough power to kill enough revolutionaries for a revolution to be possible. Well, he is commander in chief. Remind you. Let me remind you. The president is commander in chief. He has command of the entire military. He is the head of the military. He is the top military commander. All military servicemen answer to the president. Period. So yeah, there you go. Pew, pew, pew. There you go. Oh, we're still walking around London, just in case you're wondering. How you doing? Oh, I'm chilling. Thank you. Appreciate it. So chat, what do you think? Thoughts, opinions? Give me your feelings. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. I mean, they can do some crazy stuff. Remember in Philadelphia when the police firebombed an entire apartment complex? Yo, can you imagine if Donald Trump firebombs Nancy Pelosi's house? It's crazy. He's like, I'm finishing the job Pepe started. It's crazy how the DNC isn't ringing the alarm bells over this. Bro, the DNC's stupid. The DNC and Joe Biden are stupid. Never forget. That barely any coverage. Not people aren't talking about it that much. It's kind of they literally released their plan to take over, to destroy America, and like CNN's like, damn, that's crazy. CNN's like, should we execute shoplifters? Did you see that CNN? There were reports. I haven't read them myself, so I can't verify how true they are. There were reports that CNN runs all of their Israel coverage by the IDF before it goes live. All their planned Israel coverage gets run by the IDF. Very cool. Yeah, they run all their Israel coverage past the Jerusalem team, which is under IDF censorship. Wacky stuff. I don't know how serious it is because I haven't read it, but I'm just telling you what I've heard so far. I have to research it for me to actually tell you whether or not it's true or not. CNN is leftist. CNN's actually controlled by a Republican. It's one of the big reasons why why they've lost so many viewers, because they're like, we should cater more to Republicans instead. Saslov was like, we should be more like Fox News. And then the people who watch CNN was like, why does this shit sound like Fox News? And then they stopped watching. And then he goes, why'd they stop watching? Ooh, man. We live in a wild world, don't we? Who could have seen this coming? I thought that was an agreement they made to be on the ground with them. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't tell you whether or not it's true. I'm just saying it's something I've heard. So take it with a large grain of salt, because there's a lot of people claiming that like Israel controls American media or something when they're just like aligned politically on many things. So just all I'm saying is just be careful, okay? Be careful with what you read and what you believe. It was posted by The Intercept, which makes me skeptical. I don't think The Intercept is like the worst, but you should be skeptical of The Intercept articles. I'd say be definitely more skeptical about them than like Reuters. What time is it? It's 12:16. I kind of want some noodles. I kind of want a little thing of noodles. That actually sounds really good right now. New favorite journalist, Dunning-Kruger Times. They're pretty good. How do you feel about people downplaying Trump still? Stupid. You're either stupid or uninformed. It's the only two things, either stupid or uninformed, right? That's it. That's literally it. It's the two things, stupid or uninformed. Call it. You should jump on site. You absolutely should. It's a great place. It's a fantastic place even. But yeah, stupid or uninformed. I don't know. A lot of people. The reason why I'm hard on like the Democrats so much is that it's so easy for them to just be better and earn the votes they need to stop the Republicans. I'm not downplaying the threat of Republicans, but like the Democrats are so stupid. Run on good things that they can do, and also run on like the bad things Republicans are doing. Give people a reason to vote for them, but they only really want to give people a reason to vote against them. And there are great to vote against Republicans, and there are great reasons to vote against Republicans. I'm just like, why in the world are you not giving people reason to vote for them? Most people are checked out of politics. If you ask a random person what Project 2025 is, they have no clue. It sounds like a fucking video game. They're not educating people about this. Joe Biden should like do a sit down reading off some of it and being like, this is crazy, this is what Republicans are doing, and it should be like a national conference. I don't know, maybe he's going to do it at the State of the Union, who knows. Probably not though. He's probably just gonna go, America, we're strong together and the soul of the nation. And like, bro, please. I'm throwing stuff, sorry. They want to live on the coast with their $10,000 dinners with celebs. You know what's kind of crazy? I saw this post. It was like so funny. It was like Dems in swing states with a 1-seat majority. They go full socialism. They become Lenin. Right? Like can you even imagine if Michigan Dems were like the DNC? Can you imagine if Minnesota Dems were like the DNC? Can you even imagine that really quick? Can you imagine how much better this country would be? If like the DNC swamp got flushed out and then just got replaced by like Dems in like Michigan. I'm like the Rust Belt. It's time for like a Dem Rust Belt resurgence. I'm telling you, man, like Gretchen Whitmer, I'm telling you, man. Fucking Gretchen Whitmer, or like Tim, is his name Tim Scott? I forget. Gretchen Whitmer running for president. Holy, she'd kill people. She'd kill them. She would actually eat the National Republican Party. It's actually crazy. We're stuck with like the most loser do nothing Dems when we see greatness, right? It's literally right in front of us. You want to change your name? Sure, what do you want to change it to while I'm here? I will grant you a name change. Dizzy Rat. Okay. Oh, here, let me do a control here. Users. You have to type this in specifically, huh? The exact name. No memes about it, huh? This song goes hard. I'm skipping. Your name has been changed, inshallah. And the Democratic Party is bad by design? Well, they're a corporation, so. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, there we go. Bro, it's actually kind of crazy. You know how Republicans want to put Joe Biden in jail for apparently getting money from China? This is just what Donald Trump said literally tonight when talking about him getting $8 million from Xi Jinping.
And if I have a hotel and
while being president,
somebody comes in from China, that's a small amount of money. And it sounds like a lot of money. That's a small, but I was doing services for that. People were staying in these massive hotels, these beautiful hotels, because I have the best hotels. I have the best clubs. I have the best clubs. I have great stuff. And they stay there and they pay. I don't get $8 million for doing nothing.
Yeah, no, we know. Don't worry. We do know you don't get $8 million for doing nothing. Yeah. It's just it's actually crazy. Is it good for me to vote pure blue at this point? I mean, really, it just really depends. If you're just talking locally, probably not. You shouldn't just walk in and vote blindly blue. No. You should, however, but if the number one thing you should do, okay, if you want to change the Democratic Party, engage in primaries, okay? Engage in primaries. That's what you should do. That's probably the number one thing you should do. Primaries will set you free. I don't know. I was kind of thinking about, I hate to say it, I was kind of thinking about moving to Michigan or something. Michigan's kind of popping off right now. I don't know, if I can't find anywhere really nice to live in Kentucky or something, like a nice little, or if Kentucky gets more crazy, unfortunately, like starts to turn into like Tennessee. Babe, you wanna move to Michigan? You want to get a cute little house on the Great Lakes? Well, due to climate change, not anymore. Listen, Michigan gets cold, but they also have summers and they have springs. And they just have the normal. I know you're from the islands and you're from Florida. You disrespect. I'm not disrespectful. We love the islands. St. Thomas, whatever, you know. Coconut. Anyways, her family's from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. They have that accent. I know you're from like the South where they have no like real winters. But nah, they have like the full seasons. You know, you have spring, you have summer, you have winter. They just have normal full seasons. Nothing crazy. I don't think it's crazy. Is it bad or something? He said you just get a lot. Yeah, I like the snow. I like snow. I'm a big snow fiend. That's not fine. I'm fine being the main driver. That's okay. I know your ass doesn't know how to drive in snow. Do you know how to drive in snow or ice conditions? You've never driven. Oh, you'll die. She's never driven in snow before. She's going to perish. You will simply die. I think you might. I love you. Okay. Don't take this the wrong way. I think you might actually piss yourself the first time your car slides on black ice. I think you might actually piss and cry. Yeah. She was sliding down the hill from your uncle's place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's over. I mean, just go slow, right? Well, it's not just going slow. It's like what to do when you're sliding, how to, yeah, you have to turn the opposite direction that your back wheels are sliding if they start to slide to one direction of the, so if your back wheels are sliding this way, you need to make sure you turn that way, right? To be able to correct yourself so you don't slide sideways. You have to stop way slower to make sure you don't get thrown in ice. You have to change your I don't know if you have all-weather tires on your car or anything, but you have no clue if you have all-weather tires on your car? Oh yeah, you'll die. Yeah, you'll die. Yeah, you will perish. I'm sorry, babe. Much love, you will simply die. Don't brake, don't accelerate. Just don't brake, don't accelerate. You have to keep the wheels steady, keep the car straight. Don't move your wheels. Do not brake. You'll slide more. Don't accelerate, you'll slide more. I promise you, it'll be the end of days for you. You will die, inshallah. Ooh, my bad. You will die, mashallah. Much different. Much different. I've slid once. Allah will guide you. I've slid once. I have slid before. When it comes to like black ice and it being really cold. A couple years ago I slid. It wasn't super bad. I just stopped a little too scary. I just stopped a little too fast, and it was a little scary. I can't lie. It's scary. It's kind of scary. I kind of want to see what you'd be like being in the passenger seat with you sliding on ice in a car. Just you'd cry, like that. You'd hit the brakes and the car just keeps moving. Oh, I want to see what you're like in the driver's seat. You should not panic on the ice. You will slide. Don't panic. It's okay. Keep the wheels straight. No panicking. No panicking. You'll be good. It's a cool summery climate prediction in Michigan. Basically milder winters and similar mild winters, mild summers. That's kind of badass.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Emily Scherning with American Resiliency. We're here with an up-to-date 2050 climate forecast for all of our friends in Michigan. I know a lot of folks in Michigan, I know a lot of folks on this channel are from Michigan, and I know many people think of Michigan as a potential climate haven. This updated Michigan outlook has some significant changes. It allows us to look at overall changes to the nation projected.
6 more days above 100 degrees. I don't like that. Goodbye, Florida. Baby Florida's gonna cook. Each year there's going to be 6 more days of 100-degree days. She's not in Florida. She said she couldn't give a shit. Six days. They add 6 days of 100-degree temperatures each year. That's crazy. You ever think about that? 6 days a year is over. It's not even like 6 days over a couple years. 6 days every year. Every year, 6 more. Add 6 more days. Each year, you get a new week of 100-degree temperatures. That's crazy. What happens when you run out of days? Every day is 100 degrees then. Fuck you. Every day is 100 degrees. Fuck you. Oh, but this is if we do literally nothing about climate change. And we have 2 degrees Celsius. This is if we do literally nothing, okay? Now, from what I've seen, we have actually diverted from the worst possible. So if you think like climate change is going to be the worst, we've actually diverted from the worst possible path as far as I've seen. So the worst that could, so just get, congratulations guys. The literal worst won't happen. Good work. Good work. But yeah, Northeast minimum summer temperature increased by 3 degrees. Midwest 10 more days above 95. I don't really like that, but Northern Great Plains 9 fewer days of 0 degrees each year. 9 fewer days above 0 each year. I mean, you know, it's not great. Alaska average winter temperatures increased by basically 5 degrees. Average temperatures increased by basically 2 degrees each year in Hawaii. Oh, there you go. Yay. Climate change speed run any percent. Oh no. Ocean temperatures near Florida were like 100 degrees this summer. Yeah, that coral's cooked. Yeah, that coral is cooked. That's not good. All right. I love you guys, but my girlfriend will be mad at me if I stay here any longer. She will beat me. She beats me sometimes. Don't listen to her, okay?
I don't.
Okay, anyways, I'm messing with you. She's very nice to me. She offered to give me a massage if I keep going to the gym for my back because she loves me. Yes, she does. As she should. They said you should. Yeah. Okay. You gonna love me? Guys, help. Oh, I'm sore as heck. Wow. This is what going to the gym's like.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Sebastian illustration. Yo, are you an artist? What the hell? Are you one of them artists? You know how to draw and shit? Thank you so much, Sebastian illustration, for the raid. Hello, raiders. I'm happy to have you. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what it's all about. She's doing her girlfriend duties. Yo, babe, do you think that you have girlfriend duties?
If you're looking to spy,
She said.
sure that you're taking,
Oh,
that you succeed.
wow. Really? Really? To take care of me, to love me, and to make sure I succeed in my dreams? That's your girlfriend duties? That's how you see it. Okay. How do you think you've been doing so far? Oh, you think you have room to improve?
Yes.
Oh. I thought you were doing pretty damn good job so far. Love you, doll. She's a cutie. Apparently she thinks she has girlfriend duties. That's crazy. Yeah, her job is to help me find the One Piece. I am one of them artists, yeah? Yo, that's badass. Wait, I gotta see how you draw. I gotta see this. It's probably badass. Yeah, I gotta take a look at this real quick. Oh no. Instagram. Yo. Babe, are you gonna help me find the One Piece? Wait, say again. You have a boat? We'll have a boat soon. Yo, what the hell? Your art is great. What the? This is like professional art that I would see on like ArtStation or something. For a conceptual artist working for like fucking Riot Games or something. Well, I don't want to put that evil on you. Sorry, maybe not Riot Games. Post link. Well, for one, click on Reza Sutra. Thankfully, did our SO. So click on Sebastian Illustrations link on Twitter, and they link to their Instagram where they post a lot of their art. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, this art goes crazy. What the hell? What the hell? This art is fantastic. Are you okay with me showing your art on stream? Or do you not want me to do that? We love consent in this house. It's so detailed, right? It's badass. Yeah, not Riot. Please, God, not Riot. Please, God, not Wizards of the Coast. No objections? Okay. No chat. Look at this. Look at their art. It's crazy. It's crazy. Look at that. We got any slime girl lovers in chat? Because they got it. What the hell? Doggo. They got it. Look at all this. This is crazy. This art's crazy, man. I think this is... Wait, I was going to say something. I don't want to say... This art is fantastic. Holy shit. I'm gobsmacked. I can't lie to you, chat. I'm flabbergasted right now. I'm flabbergasted. This is some of the best art I've seen on stream. Holy shit. Look at the dynamic. Look at the action here. What the heck? It's like that one scene from, it's like that one it's like that one Tom and Jerry French episode. On God. It too. Where they're fighting with the rapiers and over the cheese. Oh man. This is fantastic work. Look at the perspective. I feel like she can squish me instantly. My lord. Wow. Well, that's amazing. Anyways, I appreciate you for stopping by. That's amazing. I do acrylic canvas and mural art. I want to learn how to do digital art so bad. Yeah, they do amazing work. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Acrylic canvas and mural art. Wait a second, do you sell? I was thinking about buying some new art for my walls. I need to fill up my walls. So I was not only looking for I'm looking for like a lot of different type of art. Acrylic paintings, that sounds cool. Digital prints. Oh, yo, do you sell prints? You should sell prints. I'd buy your prints. I'd buy your prints, Sebastian. I put some of them on my wall. Like some of the stuff on my walls are from creators that I know already. Like this one right here from a smaller creator on Instagram that I know, smaller artist. those ones of like the girls back here, these guys are from one, and it's a little harder to see it, but that big one right back there behind my Pepe is from a guy I know on Twitter. He's a really cool guy. Really cool guy. Mario Kart player too. Shark Wall would be an honor. You know what? If you're willing to sell some prints or something, I would love to DM you sometime to ask about it, or if I can pay you to print out some of your work that you've already made. I don't know if you do commissions or anything, but yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I'd love to put some stuff on the wall, especially if it's from creators and artists that we know on the channel. Oh hell yeah, it makes it even better. I was actually looking for somebody that does tufting, actually, if you know what that is, like making rugs. I was really looking for like tufted rugs, because I was really thinking of you know our shark character, Chomps. I was really looking for Chomps like him, but like a really big smile and like him winking or something, or just like smiling really hard with like the teeth and everything. Ooh, with him biting on the name Shark 300, something like that, as like a wall, as a rug to like either hang up on the wall, kind of like tapestry, or as to like just put on the floor or something. There's something really like maybe like in the middle here on the floor. That would be great. Oh, you do commissions, pranks, the work? Oh, what the heck? What the heck? If Twitter wasn't such a shithole, I would say you should post on there if you don't already. I follow. I have a whole thing of artists that I keep track of on there. Does Chomps have a reference picture? If you go below the stream on desktop, you should be able to see the pictures of them. Yeah, all of the angles that I've commissioned of Chomps, and also Imani. If you want to know what the girl's name is, Imani Mako. I gotta skip this since we're on YouTube. I don't want to get gigabopped. They're gonna bounce my head off the pavement if I keep playing that song. It won't be good. Finally good to make it to a stream of yours. Listen, chat, how are we gonna tell him? Chat, who's gonna tell him? Awesome song though. Oh, if you've never listened to Lost in Paradise, the Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 outro, I'm telling you, you should add it to your playlist. It goes so crazy. Holy, it goes so crazy. Lost in Paradise is so good. I'm like, how did they get so good? It's so good. What an absolute bop. Bopperino cappuccino. Anyways, gotta head out, Shark. Nice hanging out. Yeah, thank you so much for the 50. I really appreciate you. Here's to optimism for the country as the year progresses, or as the year presumes. So true. A year to optimism and a year to good work from the people of this country trying to make it better. Do I have... Oh no, where did I put that? Is that my D folder? It really should. I really gotta move this stuff over sometime. Ooh, not these guys. These are the uncorrected ones. Are these the corrected? No. Yeah, here. Well, here's. Yeah, here. Here's what they look like. You're looking for a, I guess, a reference photo? I think they're pretty good. It's pretty good work. It's pretty good art. I can't lie. Twisty did such a fantastic job on these two, I swear. Any year without Crowder and Limbaugh is a good one. Listen, that's you got 50% of what you asked for. His eyes actually should be white. Well, his what's it? They're not irises. What's it called? It's not sclera. The whites of his eyes should actually be white and not red. Just so you know. But yeah. They're pretty cool. I love them. I love this little guy. I love this little guy. It reminds me of like Ratchet and Clank, you know? Even though I don't think he could fit on her back. They'd be kind of cool though. Ooh, maybe she should have a backpack to where he can hop on her back and just click right on, and then it looks like she has a tail, but it's actually his tail. That'd be kind of cool. Everybody, Cornea, thank you, bestie. Everybody's still asking me for plushies of those guys. I don't know, maybe this is the year that I finally allow you guys to buy merch. It's been years people have been asking me for merch. I've not moved on merch for a long time, but people have been angry. They've been yapping at me. They're like, "Where's my fucking merch? Where's my fucking plushie, you piece of shit?" And I'm like, fine. Okay. You know what? Maybe this year is the year where I give you merch. Okay, fine. I didn't know you all wanted to give me your money so damn bad. I can't tell you how often I get people like, "Where's my fucking merch? What's up?" No. You sit back down. Where's my merch? Hey, take my money and one little shark friend. You guys are telling me you would actually buy a plushie of him? You would for reals buy a plushie of him? On the dark web. I would? That's crazy. You make a shark plushie? For all the trans people in the audience, replace the blowhigh, the blahaj. Of course, he's friend shaped. He's pretty friend shaped, I can't lie. He's pretty cute. The other trans shark plushie. I mean, I have a blahaj of myself. The GF gifted me with one. I never bought one myself, but the GF was like, "You need one." Blahaj, but 30 zeros. Okay. Maybe sometime. I know a lot of people are asking for the "Please be patient with me" hat. Can I talk about how fucked up it is that bears are friend shaped, but they're dangerous? I saw the saddest thing. The border wall that Biden put up on the southern border stopped a brown bear from getting to like the other side of the Rio Grande because he wasn't able to cross anymore because we're too scared of Mexicans, apparently. Destroying more wildlife. But okay, I've gotta, it's been fun. I've gotta go, wait, what am I doing at the gym today? What the heck am I doing at the gym today? What's the point of me even going? Lou raises, bicep curls, pull-ups, machine crunch, tricep extensions. Oh, kill me now. Wow, man, what the hell? Pull-ups, bicep curl, Lou raises, and machine crunch. Oh, you going hard today? Yeah. I mean, I actually split it up in two. Because this was supposed to be my rest day, but I had to go really late, so I wasn't able to finish everything. This day is actually supposed to be deadlift, seated row, pull-ups, bicep curls, Lou raises, machine crunch, and tricep extensions. That's what the full workout is actually supposed to look like. But I did my deadlifts and seated rows last night. And then tomorrow is going to be squats, farmer walks, back extension, overhead press, chest press, lateral raise, and cable, and some cable work. And after that, Romanian deadlift, tricep extension, Lou raises, machine crunch, hammer curls, chest supported row, and pull-ups. I'm actually going to be changing this a little bit. I think I'm going to be doing Romanian deadlifts and normal deadlifts on the same day. I think I'm going to be doing that. Might be good for me. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you. This is a fantastic song to end the stream on, huh? Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with some more stuff. We got some more seggies to do, to have some fun with. I'm very excited to be able to experience them with you, and I hope you come back and come by. I really appreciate you all. All right, much love, huge hugs, very parasocially. Okay, so epic, so great. Good night, and I hope to have you again on another meme stream. All right, take care.